Lock your door.
Okay, yeah.
Dark highways, bridge crawlers, and figures that seem to appear from thin air. These drivers captured real road horrors that shook the entire internet.
Oh, God. No.
A man was opening his car trunk when something from inside jumped on him. It was small, fast, and clung to him before he could even react. Then it got worse. A few more tiny figures, almost like gnomes, leapt out of the trunk and ran toward him. The dashcam caught it all, but it's still not clear what they were after. Police teleportation. A police officer stepped out of his car and walked toward a vehicle stopped in the middle of the road. Everything seemed routine until a strange flash of light appeared out of nowhere. In a blink, the officer vanished and only his clothes were left behind on the ground. The driver quickly sped away. Netizens believe it was teleportation, but no one really knows what took him or where he went. Ghost Rider. A few locals were out near a field when they spotted a bicycle, moving all by itself. At first, they thought it was a prank, until it kept moving in circles, then slowly turned toward them. That's when locals backed off. Windshield Creature. A couple was driving down a dark, empty road when they thought they hit someone. But what they saw next was way worse. Right through the cracked windshield, something was staring at them. The face was blurred and dark, but it just stood there, watching. The couple started screaming, frozen in fear. And then, the creature began climbing onto their windshield. No one knows what it was, but one thing's for sure. This drive turned into their worst nightmare. Windshield Rage. In Modesto, California, a driver caught a woman doing something wild. She climbed onto a truck and started smashing the windshield with her bare feet. At first, people online thought it was just another case of road rage, or even roid rage. But the truth was way more personal. Fitness influencer Sydney Taylor later explained everything. Turns out, she had just caught her husband and her best friend together, and her best friend was behind the wheel. Armless Wanderer. Late-night drives can be peaceful until they're not. One man was heading home after work when a woman suddenly stepped right in front of his car. She had no arms and didn't even react. No scream, no fear, just walked across the road like she was in some kind of trance. The man quickly hit reverse, heart racing, but she didn't follow. She just kept walking into the dark. No one knows who she was or what she really was. And honestly, maybe it's better that way.
Who is she?
Glowing-eyed. Two friends were driving down a quiet highway when out of nowhere, a humanoid appeared, running right alongside their car. He was fast, too fast, not normal at all. They sped up, trying to shake him off, but he kept up in the dim headlights like it was nothing. Eventually, he vanished from the rear-view mirror, but the fear stuck with them long after the drive ended.
Bro, I know he's too fast, bro.
Ghost sighting. While driving through Arizona late at night, a trucker caught something strange on his dashcam. Just ahead, a pale figure stood near the edge of the road, not quite off it, not fully on. It didn't move. It just stood there like it wanted to be seen. So what did he really see that night? Loop Ghost. A driver in Malaysia spotted a woman in red walking along the road, but then she vanished, only to reappear further up, and then again. The same figure 3 times in one drive. Each time she looked identical and moved exactly the same. Finally, the driver reversed and left. Netizens say it was a time loop ghost. Others think it was the same person walking behind the camera. Either way, It's unsettling.
Wait. Yeah.
True horror.
What'd you see?
What the frick is that?
What? It's behind that tree right there.
One quiet night in the US, a woman and her granddaughter were heading home when her granddaughter pointed toward a tree across the street, saying she saw something move. Woman thought it was a bear and even joked to scare her granddaughter. But later, after checking the footage, she wasn't laughing. The shape didn't move like a bear. Some say it looked like a skinwalker, or worse, something that hides and watches.
Nana, what is that?
Roadside ritual. Late one night, a guy was cruising down a quiet road when something strange caught his eye. 4 pale figures gathered around a small fire. They were slowly circling the flames, moving like they were part of some eerie ritual. As the car passed, all 4 turned at once and stared, like they had been waiting for him. No words, no movement, just those cold, silent stares through the dark. He didn't slow down, and he never took that road again. Bridge crawler. In Kiev, Ukraine, a man spotted something strange crawling under a bridge and hit record fast. At first, it looked human, but the way it moved, way too fast and creepy, almost like a mix of parkour and how an ape climbs. But it was huge. Definitely not a chimp or anything you would expect out there. Viewers say it was just an animal on the loose. Others think it was something we have never seen before. Lab lurker. A trucker was driving down a quiet stretch of highway when someone in a white lab coat suddenly stepped into the road. The truck swerved just in time, barely missing him. But here's the weird part. When you slow the footage down, the man was already standing by the road, like he was waiting. He didn't wave, didn't flinch, just stepped out and vanished into the dark. Was it just bad timing, or did something stranger just cross that road? Road Phantom. A man in China was casually driving when his dashcam caught something nobody expected. The white car ahead suddenly swerved like it was dodging something, but the road looked empty. Then a man appeared out of nowhere, right in front of the car, like he teleported from thin air. After the car stopped, the man didn't panic. He calmly stood up and just walked away like nothing ever happened. Floating tree. One late night, a man was heading home when something truly strange caught his eye. Off to the left side of the road, a tree was just floating, just hanging there in the air, like time had paused. It drifted right past his car, completely silent. That scene haunted him for days. Whatever it wasn't normal, and it sure wasn't natural. Street portal. A street cam caught a girl who was just standing near the sidewalk, waiting to cross. Out of nowhere, a weird, glowing portal opened right in front of her, and then she was gone. The portal sucked her in. It was like she vanished into thin air, on purpose. No one's ever seen her since. Road teleport. In Japan, a driver caught a moment that left viewers speechless. A black minivan was driving straight ahead when out of nowhere, a man suddenly dropped right beside it. The van's doors were shut, so he didn't fall out. It looked like he just appeared on the road. All nearby vehicles slammed their brakes as the man quickly stood up and walked off in a hurry. Some say he jumped from a bridge, but there's no proof. So, was it real or something we're not meant to understand? Ghost Walker. On a Thai highway at night, a driver's camera caught a man walking in the middle of the road. At first glance, he looks real, but something about him off. As the car approaches, he just stands there, silent, unmoving. Then he vanishes into thin air. 1 second he's there, the next he's gone. Highway humanoid. On a UK freeway, dashcam footage captured something that still creeps people out. At first glance, it looked like a dog running on all fours, but as the camera zoomed in, it became clear. This thing had a human-like shape, pale skin, and moved in a way no animal should. Locals started calling it the Wessex werewolf, but many believe it was something even darker. Whatever it was, it didn't belong on that highway, or maybe it didn't belong anywhere. Maine Shadow. A driver reviewing dashcam footage in Maine noticed a dark shape bound across the road minutes earlier. It moved in a blur, too fast and oddly shaped. No eyes shine back, no limbs clearly defined. Some say it resembled a ghost deer. Others think it was something more. Its form was mostly shadow and motion. The clip makes you feel watched, even though it shows nothing clearly. Headless rider. In Tlaxcala, Mexico, CCTV recorded a skeletal horse and a headless rider galloping down a street. Hoofbeats echoed, then nothing. Witnesses say the rider vanished instantly. A man nearby didn't react. The figure matched folklore of Sleepy Hollow legends. That fleeting moment left local viewers stunned. Real ghost, myth come alive, or staged. Either way, it's eerie. Faceless runner. While driving down a dark freeway, one driver's dashcam caught something they'll never forget. Out of nowhere, a figure ran across the road, fast, human-like, but something was off. It had no face, no eyes, and no mouth, just smooth skin where features should be. Yet somehow, it felt like it was staring right at the driver. Within seconds, the figure vanished into the dark, without a sound. Creepy encounter. Out of nowhere, a human-like figure showed up in the middle of the road. The driver ahead didn't wait around. He quickly swerved to avoid it and sped off. The figure just stood there, totally still, almost like it was expecting something. It wasn't an animal. It wasn't a person. It was something else. Imagine driving late at night and seeing that right in front of you. Yeah, you'd probably hit the gas too. White apparition. A chilling moment was caught on camera, and it's been spreading fast online. On February 22, 2016, just after 1 a.m., a man was riding his motorcycle home when something strange happened. Right there in the middle of the road stood a woman in white, completely still. He hit the brakes, stunned, but before he could react, she vanished into thin air. The clip's short, but the timing, the setting, and the silence make it downright eerie. Ghostly nun. A man driving home in early morning hours spotted something white by the roadside. At first, he thought it was a nun standing perfectly still, facing traffic. But when he looked again, she was gone. No one else reported seeing her. The dashcam shows the figure vanish, leaving him and viewers wondering if it was a spirit in habit or just someone's imagination. Night presence. While driving late at night, a YouTuber felt like something was off, so he grabbed his phone and started recording. That's when he noticed a group of nuns standing completely still by the road, not moving, not speaking. Creepy enough, right? But then his camera caught something even stranger, a see-through figure inside a nearby building. It looked human, but not fully there. He later claimed no one else could see it but him. That part's what really gave everyone the chills. Phantom Walker. A trucker driving on SR 87 in Arizona around 2:30 a.m. reported seeing a ghost-like figure walking down the highway's center line. It stood perfectly still, then slowly moved as the truck approached. The driver passed by, stunned, and by the time headlights cleared it, the figure was gone. No footsteps, no figure off to the side, just vanished. That 6-second clip still chills everyone who watches it. Floating torso. Late one night, a trucker was crossing a quiet bridge when his headlights caught a man's upper body leaning over the edge, with no legs, just a floating torso, staring straight at him. He slammed the brakes trying to process what he saw, but when he looked in the mirror, nothing. The bridge was empty. Real or not, he didn't wait to find out. One thing's for sure, he'll never drive that bridge again. Fire Witch. A California cop responded to a late-night disturbance call. Nothing unusual at first, but when he arrived, he found a young woman standing alone in the dark, arms folded facing a fire. She didn't move, just stood there, silent. Then suddenly, she threw her head back and opened her arms wide, like she was possessed. A strange glow flickered from her mouth, just for a second. The clip cuts off before we see more. Grave Ritual.
Are they praying? It looks like they're praying.
Late one night, a man walking past a cemetery saw something that froze him in place. Hooded figures stood in a circle, chanting in a strange language. Symbols were drawn all over the ground, glowing faintly in the dark. He hid behind a tree and started recording, but then one of them turned and looked right at him. That was enough. He ran and never looked back. No one knows who those people were or what he interrupted that night.
That looks like a voodoo doll.
Ritual Road.
Lift up your heads, O ye trees.
Back in 2000, Alex Jones secretly recorded something unsettling deep in the woods of Bohemian Grove, California. He caught robed figures standing around a giant owl statue, performing a strange nighttime ceremony called the Cremation of Care. They lit an effigy on fire, and the whole thing felt more like a dark ritual than some yearly tradition. It wasn't staged, it was real, and it left viewers with more questions than answers. Since then, that footage has become one of the creepiest clips tied to secret societies. Serbian Dancing Lady. Starting back in 1998, whispers of a bizarre woman dancing alone at night in Serbia have haunted many. And now a viral clip from 2019 showing her spinning in empty streets. So haunting, some viewers claimed she charged at them with a knife. No confirmed sightings or injuries exist, yet the fear remains. Whether myth or something darker, the dancing lady keeps the night haunted. Vanishing Woman. While riding through a quiet road in Bangalore, a biker spotted something that made his heart drop. A woman walking without a head. What made it worse? This wasn't his first weird encounter. Over the past 6 years, he'd seen strange stuff before. Thankfully, his GoPro was rolling, but when he turned back to get a better look, she was gone. Just vanished. That night messed with his head and left him wondering what's really out there. Floating cars. CCTV in China caught something that seriously creeped people out. Cars were driving normally until 2 white ones suddenly lifted off the road. The black car behind them stopped cold. Its driver clearly had no clue what was going on. Viewers say it was a magnetic force. Others think it was something stranger. Road Creature. While driving through the city, a man spotted a pale, alien-looking creature crawling across the road on limps. It was moving in a way no one could explain. Drivers slowed down, frozen by the sight, but no one dared to get close. Whatever it was, it didn't look like it belonged on this planet or any road. Silent Signal. While driving through a dark forest late at night, a man suddenly had to stop. Something was standing right in the middle of the road. At first, it looked like a really skinny person, but as the headlights hit it, the figure clearly wasn't human. What made it even creepier? It started moving its hands like it was using sign language. The driver didn't stick around to find out what it meant. He hit reverse and got out of there fast. Bride's Warning.
Vai devagar, cara. Não sabe o que é não, cara.
Driving through the woods one evening, a couple noticed a woman in a white dress standing by the trees. The girlfriend felt uneasy and wanted to avoid her, but the guy was curious and kept driving closer. That's when the woman started walking toward them slow, steady, and silent. Spooked, they sped off. Locals say it's the spirit of a bride who died nearby while saving an animal with her partner. Now she shows up to protect or possibly warn other couples passing through. Car vanished. On a snowy night with quiet roads and low visibility, one man's drive took a strange turn. He was following a car ahead when it slowly started to fade, like it was glitching out. Thinking it was just snow on the windshield, he wiped it clean, but the car was gone. No brake lights, no turn, no tracks, just vanished. Was it the weather? Or did that car slip into something else entirely? He's still trying to make sense of what he saw. Ghost bag. Ever seen something so weird it made you pause and just stare? This clip from a downtown street did exactly that. A plastic bag, yep, just an ordinary bag, was caught on camera, walking across the road. It moved with a strange rhythm, like it had a mind of its own. People tried brushing it off as wind, but trust me, wind doesn't walk in straight lines like that. Worm rain. Now this isn't something you'd expect on the road. In Liaoning, China, people woke up to find the streets covered in worms. They were everywhere. On cars, sidewalks, even falling from the sky like rain. No one knew where they came from. Some blamed strong winds. Others weren't so sure. Locals were left dodging piles of worms and wondering, was it a freak weather event or something even stranger? Streetwalker. This grainy clip blew up online, showing what looked like a pair of legs strolling down a quiet street, with no upper body in sight. But these weren't just legs. It was the Fresno Nightcrawler, a strange creature people now place right beside Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster. Unlike the others though, this thing looked like walking pants from another world. No one knows what it really is, but it's weird enough to haunt your dreams. Moose Stalker. In the middle of the Canadian wilderness, a driver pulled over to watch a moose near the trees. But then, something way taller stepped out behind it. The figure was pale, stood about 6 feet tall, and had no face at all. Just smooth skin where its features should have been. It didn't growl, didn't move fast, just stood there, creeping closer behind the moose. The person filming didn't stick around. Tree thing. While stuck in traffic, a woman spotted something weird up in a tree. At first, she thought it was just a big bird, but then she noticed the crab-like legs and strange wings sticking out of its back. She quickly pulled out her phone to record, trying to figure out what she was seeing. But just as she inched closer, the creature disappeared. Gone without a trace, leaving behind nothing but questions and a seriously creepy video. Bridge creature. A regular bike ride turned creepy when a cyclist's GoPro caught something jumping down from a bridge right in front of him. The thing was hairless, gray, and moved fast. It wasn't a person, and it definitely wasn't a deer. Some say it looked like a chupacabra. Others think it was just a weird animal. Either way, the footage shows a moment no one would want to ride into. Whatever that thing was, it came way too close. Road trap.
Okay, what do I do? What do I do?
A quiet family drive in rural Mexico took a dark turn when a strange car blocked the road. A person in a rabbit mask stepped out, holding a chainsaw. Moments later, another figure dressed like a clown dragged a puppet right up to their window. The kid in the back seat froze, and the air felt heavy, like it wasn't a joke. The father hit reverse and sped off fast. It felt planned, like they were being hunted.
Fuck this shit. Fuck. Oh shit! Holy!
Floating leaf.
This is crazy, look.
She was just walking home when something weird caught her eye. A single leaf hanging in the air above the sidewalk. No breeze, no string, just floating. She grabbed it, tossed it up, and watched it stay right there again, like it refused to fall. People tried to explain it, but nothing made sense. It didn't feel like a trick or a glitch. It felt like something unseen was playing with reality. That leaf, it still haunts her thoughts.
Right?
Bridge danger. Back in 2021, near a bridge in Chicago, a driver spotted two strange creatures by the water. One lay on its side, totally still. The other just sat nearby, like it was guarding it. Suddenly, the second one slipped into the water and vanished. No splashing, no panic. It moved like it belonged there. The way they behaved wasn't like wild animals. It felt too calm, too deliberate, like they weren't just passing through. They were waiting. Walking legs. One quiet night on an empty street, something seriously creepy was caught on camera. A pair of legs were walking all on their own. No upper body, nothing else. The movement looked totally natural, like someone invisible was out for a stroll. Folks who saw it were left speechless. Some say it's a ghost, others think it's something we're not meant to understand. Either way, it's not the kind of thing you forget after seeing. Mysterious creature. Driving late at night is already spooky, but near Cha Dam Bridge in Hazarabad, things got even stranger. A group of bikers spotted a tall, pale figure walking slowly down the middle of the road. It looked human, but something felt off. They recorded the whole thing, and once the video hit the internet, theories took off alien, ghost, maybe even a skinwalker. No one's sure what it was, but one thing's clear: it didn't belong out there. Tree stalker. A man in Ohio went for a late-night drive and parked near a quiet road. Bad call. His camera picked up something moving behind a tree. At first, just a pale head peeking out, like it was watching him. Then it stepped out thin, pale, and crawling on all fours. It didn't run. It crept into the field like it belonged in the shadows. He couldn't see its face, but whatever it wasn't human, and it definitely wasn't alone. Bridge screamer. After hearing strange sounds under a bridge, a man decided to check it out. Hiding in the dark was something bone-thin and terrifying. The rake. The creature let out a loud, screeching howl that echoed through the air. That was enough. The man bolted, running like his life depended on it. He didn't look back. That night proved one thing: some sounds under bridges aren't just echoes. They're warnings to stay far, far away. Midnight Watcher. A man was driving down a quiet back road late at night when he spotted something strange. What seemed like just a shadow turned out to be a tall woman in a white dress, standing completely still. Her pale face barely showed under the dim light, until she slowly turned and stared right at his car. No one should have been out there. Not at that hour. That stretch of road was always empty until that night. Something was clearly waiting. Winged blur. Late one night, a security cam at a quiet truck stop recorded something no one could explain. As trucks passed like usual, a dark, winged figure shot across the screen. Fast, smooth, and eerily silent. It didn't move like any bird or bug. It zipped by like it had a purpose. Netizens whispered Mothman. Others blamed tech issues. But that motion, that presence, it felt real, and it left a strange chill behind. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. A late-night drive in Uruapan, Mexico, took a terrifying turn when a driver spotted something strange hanging from a highway bridge. At first, it looked like shadows, but as he got closer, he realized they weren't just objects. They were cartel groups' victims. A banner nearby showed odd symbols, possibly tied to groups fighting over control in the area. What really shocked people was how calm and quiet it all seemed, like it had been set up to send a message. This wasn't the only road with that kind of scene either. The footage spread quickly, and people online couldn't believe what they were seeing. It felt like something out of a nightmare, but it was all too real. See you next time.